Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So some people asked me about power distribution and how we manage that. And we're currently in the central power room for this building. Sorry about the flickering on the video. But if we look here, this is the main panel for all the feeds that come into the building. And well, we have a nice red button here, which we're not going to push because then a lot of people will get mad. But there's a busbar system behind these cabinets, and they distribute it all through the other cabinets, and then these are getting distributed all through the venue. So here we see a 3-amp 3-phase 400 amp fuses, and those get distributed to several power distribution nodes, which are located in central locations which are attached to the roof actually, which we'll go to next. As you can see, there's lots of thick wires going out, and well, there's about 1600 amps of capacity which we're using to feed the LAN. So I'm not a power guy myself, but the power guys didn't want to be in the video. You can hear them in the background. And yeah, so we're taking a look at that, so stay tuned. So we're actually on the roof of the building right now, because as I said, there's some locations on the top of the building where the power distribution is taking place. And if we actually look through some of these vents, which are currently open to facilitate some ventilation, we can see the LANparty from a really top-down view. But it's kind of hard to reach, so yeah. Okay, let's go look at the power distribution. So we're in one of the distribution ceiling nodes right now. As you can see, there's 5 phases coming in, and there's about 125 amps running through these cables, or at least that's what they're rated for. And we go through these holes to let the cable go to the ground, and there we distribute it further. Okay, we'll show you that next. So we were just in the roof location, and as you can see, the 125 amp cable is coming down all the way over there. It's a bit dark here, so we're trying to light it with a flashlight. And it goes all the way to this distribution box. So there's 125 amps coming in through that big giant red plug. And it gets distributed to several 32 amp groups, which go to the table rows, which then distribute to 6 groups again, for, as I mentioned yesterday, 16 amps and 3600 watts of power. So yeah, that's basically how we do power distribution. Distribution nodes like this are located all throughout the venue, from the cables that come from the roof, and then those come from the central room. And in total, we're using about 1000 amps of power continuously. So that's a lot of power, but with all those monitors and multi-monitor systems and GPUs and etc., you need a lot of power to keep everything going. So I hope that answers some of people's questions, and if you have more questions, let me know it down in the comments. So you've been able to see this lighting solution we implemented this year in my previous videos. This is 50 meters of truss that's hanging in the air. And there's 24 500 watt plus LED LED washers on there, which light up the roof, which then bounces to the ground, giving a very nice lighting pattern, keeping it all, well, nicely mood lighted, instead of having it pitch dark. So let's look at some more lighting stuff for the podium and see what they arranged there. So I showed a shot of the amplifier yesterday, but if you're looking over here, you can actually see the amplifier for some reason has a Space Invader program on board. So you can play Space Invader while you're waiting for the concert to finish, or I don't know why this is in there, but it's really cool. Okay, this must be one of the weirdest amplifiers I've ever seen before. So we're at the main stage right now, and we're looking at our main beamer. We just did some calculations, and the screen is about 360 inches. So that means text is even readable from, well, basically from anywhere in the venue. And our beamer is hanging from that truss. It's a 4K beamer. So everything's nice and crisp. So the way that's controlled is using these computers. This is running vMix software, and it's receiving a combination of HDMI and NDI inputs. NDI is basically sending the video image through the network. As you can see, that kind of takes up a lot of bandwidth, but we have separate network cards and separate VLANs for that, and that's been working very well. With vMix, you can mix different inputs, and so we can select and dynamically control what's shown on the beamer. And we also have an HDMI matrix switch with which we can use multiple inputs to multiple outputs when desired. So that's how we control our beamer content during competitions and during off hours and stuff like that. Well, apologies for the ugly lighting, but this was too dark to get on the screen otherwise. This is about 200 kilos of speakers, and it does about 3,000 watt continuously, and it can output 10,000 watt on peak power. There are 3 giant subwoofers and then some mid and high tones, but this is more than enough to fill the whole venue with a great wall of sound. So here we have the lighting control. It's using DMX to control all the lights, and well, as you can see, this is well, according to me, but I don't have much knowledge about it, a very professional table. Oh, let me get that glare out of there. And they can set several lighting profiles for all the lights, and they're even working on a system where they can sync the lights to like Counter-Strike and other games, where they can do certain color patterns and explosions and everything synced up all together. Really cool stuff. So, of course, there's beer, and we're back with Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon, or actually evening.
Oh, it's evening, I think.
No
Eddie is actually not I'm not able to focus on Eddie. Sorry about that. Let me focus on his shirt. There we go. Hi, Eddie.
Right.
So Eddie's going to Eddie's going to tell us about LibreNMS, which we use for monitoring and alerting. So, what do we do with this, and why do we use it?
Well, LibreNMS is our monitoring system. There are a lot of monitoring systems out there. Actually, LibreNMS comes with a really nice support for any device you can think of out of the box.
Yeah, we mainly have Juniper devices in there.
Yeah, exactly. It has some support for really nice automation, and we just figured it out. And we have actually like all our switches. We only have to add an IP and our SNMP community, and then it, out of the box, it discovers everything, like what the platform is, the OS version numbers.
Okay.
If you, for example, open our firewall, we have like it supports LDP, you can see which ports are connected. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's all out of the box, you don't really have to do...
So we use it for monitoring, but does it also do alerting? Do we get a notification when something goes wrong?
Yeah, we have notification rules. If something happens, we have some conditions.
Oh yeah, device rebooted, device up and down.
Exactly. Okay. And we can transport it to... We use Telegram.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, it just actually pops up. If something happens, we get an kind of extended notification.
We still need to work on that a little bit.
For example, we have here an SFP that's transmitting too much power.
Okay,
but it's between thresholds, so it's okay. But
cool, so if any device goes down or something else goes wrong with the network, we get a pop-up on our phone from Telegram which notifies us that something went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's also some graphs in here I saw, but we also use Grafana. So let's take a little look at that in a bit. So as we said, we also run Grafana for some pretty statistics next to LibreNMS, which is only for, well, internal usage. And we're running collect-D on a box, which does SNMP polling to all our equipment. And then that gets sent to Graphite, and the data sort for Grafana is Graphite. So that's how we visualize all the data. But what data are we visualizing, Eddie? Can you tell us about that?
Well, our most important source of information is our traffic to the internet.
Okay.
We collect that from the data source you've mentioned, and we do a little math to collect the data and draw this graph.
Hold on. Let me try and get that in focus. Okay.
And yeah, some nice statistics that about the total uplink traffic for the internet, the backbone traffic, so that means the switches in all the rows that goes to the core.
Yeah, so part staged locally because of the block construction, and this is only the traffic that goes through the core.
Exactly. Okay. And all the...
Oh, we just did 100 terabyte over the backbone. Cool.
And all the cumulative traffic to the core. And also the LAN cache.
Yeah, so our Steam cache saved us 20 terabytes of download through the internet pipe.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, that's nice.
Some Wi-Fi, the clients. This is information for our info blocks, all the DHCP leases. It collects a fingerprint, and we have those devices here. This is also categories from the leases the info blocks has leased, and all our associations to our SSIDs for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay. So we can see all the clients that have been connected.
Exactly, and all the uplinks here from all the core interfaces in a nice graph.
Yeah, to make sure none of them are overloaded, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool. So this is our Grafana. As I showed yesterday, we have some TVs throughout the venue where people can see these statistics. And actually, they are live on the internet. So I'll have a URL in the description where you can take a look yourself. Hey guys, well, now it's really vlog style, but in one of the booths of Gamers Hub. I showed you their setup yesterday, or I think the day before, I don't know anymore. And I'm here with Paul. So Paul, what goes on here, and what do you guys do? Well, okay, great camera work. Okay.
So what we do here is basically broadcasting games here, like the soccer or any other sports game.
Yeah.
So we have shoutcasters which are narrating the game basically.
Okay.
Then we have a team of managers that are operating our IT infrastructure to actually do that.
Okay, and how do you get the game footage?
Yeah, so our technical setup, basically we have one game computer which the shoutcaster can just game.
So he joins the game as a spectator?
He joins the game as a spectator.
Okay.
And he just operates the mouse and the camera movement in the game.
Okay.
Basically, and then we also capture the same feed that goes to his screen on a secondary PC, which we call a streaming PC mostly.
Yeah, and then you overlay this setup where we're currently sitting with a camera, so you can see them sitting there and narrating the game.
So the angle you're currently holding your camera, but then a bit further to the back, we use it also as a camera source. So in intermission time, shoutcasts actually do some analysis and then also talk to, for example, to the camera and to the public on Twitch.
Okay.
And then we have a background themed in the style of the game. Mostly.
Cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Almost always. Then we have some lights.
Yeah, of course. Lights, Oh, well, this is a great shot. Yeah, sure.
Very, very dark in here.
Okay. And what software do you use for that?
Yeah, so we have on the streaming PC we have 2 capture cards actually.
Okay.
This case
which ones do you know? Or?
Blackmagic ones.
Okay. Yeah.
And one 4K, so we can actually capture the game in 60 frames.
Okay, cool.
Which is very important. We didn't used to do that, but
well, we all have to scale up our quality.
We all have to scale up our quality sometimes. So now we do everything basically on 60 frames. Then we also have another capture card, just the older one, which is just 50 interlaced. The camera, but that's fine for the camera.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't need to be that much.
And what software do you use?
We use it all in OBS.
Oh, still OBS. Okay.
Yes, so we have used different kind of software in the past. Also paid.
Yeah, but OBS has improved a lot over the years.
But OBS is so it's amazing, really, for the free product.
Yeah.
Do so many things, and the support is amazing. So low on resources.
Cool.
Which, if we compare it to some paid versions, then it's so much better.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks, Paul. And I'm going to keep this short.
Sure, yeah.
If you have any questions about this, maybe ask it in the comments, and maybe Paul will be there, or we'll relay it. And let's take a look at some other stuff on the LANparty.
Sure.
Thanks, Paul.
Bye.
So, as I've mentioned before, or if you follow my channel, you probably know, we have about 20 cameras all throughout the venue, and we're using NX Witness to record those and watch them. It's very easy to connect with their cloud accounts, so lots of members of the crew can use it on their mobile phone or on their computers, laptop, tablets, whatever they have along. And if you've been following my channel, you know we use all 4K IP cameras, and as you can see, even though this is a screen capture, the quality of these is amazing, and we can easily follow what's going on at our entrance or at our entrance booth. Or for instance, I can see what's going on the main stage, and well, some overview of the LAN party itself, and if anything goes wrong or something gets stolen, we can try and track what happened and who is it, and submit that to the police, for instance. And at night it's also very convenient to be able to view these overviews and see what's going on, and maybe intervene if that's necessary. So this is running on one of our virtualization servers, and this machine has well, plenty of resources, as you can see from the resource graph down here. And we gave it 4 cores and 4 gigs of memory, but even with 28 megapixel cameras which are doing motion detection, so we can do a smart search if an object goes missing and stuff like that, the utilization is very low, and it's well, it works very well. If you want to know more about NX Witness, check out my channel. I do videos about IP cameras and NX Witness regularly. So next to the IP cameras for security reasons, we're also using some cameras, and also the same IP cameras, for broadcasting the live stream to YouTube. I'll have the link included in the comments. And they use the IP camera feeds. They use some NDI feeds, which basically transport video data over the network. And they also use some of these boxes, which basically do, that's a bit too dark, but okay. They basically do HDMI over Ethernet. So they have an HDMI over Ethernet connected to their camera, and then 75 meters of cable. And since these boxes are fed over PoE, they end up here over the network, and then that goes into an HDMI capture card down here, which is too dark also. All of it is linked together using OBS, and as we said, they facilitate the YouTube stream, and well, I think they win the contest for most monitors on a single desk here. But if you want to do streaming and have lots of sources, more monitors are more better. So that's how we nowadays do the live streaming. We use a mix of camera feeds and IP camera feeds to try and give you a dynamic live feed you can watch from home, or actually from here if you want to. Okay, well, I wanted to end this vlog here. I'm going to try and make one tomorrow, but tomorrow, once I'm awake around 2 o'clock, is basically also the official end of the LAN party. So I'm not sure I'll be able to make that and do that and have time for that. As you can see, well, people play lots of games, playing League of Legends or playing Factorio. Factorio is really popular. And well, it's a LAN party. People play what they want and have fun. And yeah, I hope you enjoy these vlogs. I really hope I can do something tomorrow, but I don't know. And if you have any questions about the topics we discussed today, or you would like to know more about something, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and give you a textual reply. And yeah, you know, do the obvious stuff. Like and subscribe. Maybe share this video with some other people who like LAN parties. And I'll see you guys in probably a bit more produced videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Dit is Stefan.
Hallo.
Wat wil je zeggen?
Motherfucker!